Now, we all know by now that alcohol will kill us. Unfortunately, alcohol is not the problem, and I hope people understand this. Alcoholism is a result of a much deeper issue, and it's very true for anybody that suffers from alcohol use disorder. Now, I've talked about my wife many times, and a lot of my thread, a lot of this page has to deal with what she went through. But unfortunately, alcohol was not her problem. She had much deeper issues. Again, it was a hereditary issue. People drank in her past. Her grandmother died from it, and there were other people in her family that struggled with it. Also, it was family culture. Now, if you grow up in a world where it's normalized to drink, there's a high probability that you're going to have an issue with it as well. And then, of course, there's trauma. Something happened when she was about 16. I mean, you can read the book to get that. But if, essentially, her family sent her away to go to an all-girls school when she was 16 to separate herself from a boy who she very much loved. And it was very traumatic for her because she felt that she was really shunned from the family, which is probably the worst thing you could have done for her because she's very emotional. But the alcohol wasn't the problem. The alcohol was a result of these issues that happened during her formative years. And it's so true for anybody in any family going through this to understand that alcohol isn't the problem. It's the same as drugs aren't really the problem. There's something deeper. Food, gambling, any type of addiction is based on something much deeper. And that's the thing that you have to figure out. That's what the alcoholic or the addiction person who's suffering from addiction, has to get to the core and understand why they're doing it to begin with. And then another element that's part of the problem is how it's pushed on us in youth or really through our entire life. I mean, if you're a kid and you don't drink in some instances, and a lot of it's part of a rites of passage, you're not drinking? Oh, you're not cool. You're a fuddy-duddy. You're a teetotaler. You're not cool. You're not part of us because you don't drink. And that has a very deep psychological bearing on people in their future. The vast majority of us grow out of this era. By the time we're in our mid 20s, 30s, I mean, we go on, we have jobs, we have families. We don't really have time for addiction. But there is a part of the population that stays in that mode and continues to drink and it continues to suffer. And then there's those people, on that note, who continue because it's part of a reward system. You got through the end of the day, let's have a drink. We got through the week, we can even drink more because it's the weekend, and now we don't have to be an adult now because I've got a couple days off. And this creates a cycle for so many people. And recognizing that cycle, recognizing this is the this is the beginning of alcohol use disorder. This is the foundation, is consistency or binge drinking or not dealing with something that's been traumatic in your life, or understanding the hereditary issues and the cultural issues that you have been immersed in as a human being. Now, the most important thing you can do as both a family member and as somebody who has alcohol use disorder is recognizing that you have a problem. Being able to look in the mirror and tell yourself the truth. Wow, this is affecting my health, it's affecting my productivity, and it's absolutely affecting my relationships because the people in my life are kind of pissed off all the time. And I'm sick of tired of feeling hungover and lack of energy and lack of focus. I don't want to do this anymore. And if you have any of those thought processes, well, it's time to act upon them, because going down and getting into the later stages, it's not a road that any human being should ever go down. When you get to the point where you have to get up in the morning and drink, or you're vomiting all the time, or you've lost your job, you've lost your family, and you're alone because of the alcohol. I hope you recognize it long before it gets to that point, and long before you end up actually succumbing from this disease, before your organs, your heart, your liver, your kidneys, your brain, your skin, before that wears out and before the toxicity of the alcohol takes your life. I hope you discover you need help long before that. And again, when you're ready to get help, I help not just the alcoholic, but I also focus on the family because it's a family disease. It's important to educate the family and also focus on the alcoholic. Those are two different issues, but I bring them together in my coaching program. when you're ready to change your life, click on the link in the calendar link in the link tree. Set up a breakthrough call. The call is free. The course, of course, is not. But when you're ready to change your life, you need to get a hold of me. The least we can do is find a blueprint to help you for your future and your family's future. And again, please like, share, and comment. We also have the Facebook group. It's called There's an Alcoholic in the Family, which is growing again. The second one is growing in leaps and bounds. And I go live every day, Monday through Friday, right around 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And again, thanks so much for listening.